Inflation and staying ahead of it. Let's try to make the concept of inflation simple. Look at it this way. Suppose you're in another city and want to make it home in time to meet your wife for your anniversary. If you're driving at an average speed of 70 kilometers an hour, it'll take you about 4 hours to reach home in time. But what if the road to your destination was a little different? Say the road is like a treadmill and constantly moves backwards while you're trying to move forward. If the road is moving backwards at a speed of 10 kilometers an hour and you still want to reach in 4 hours, you're going to have to drive faster, or you're not going to be able to surprise your wife in time.
The world of investment is like the combination of the road and the treadmill. How's that? Well, one's investment have to run to cover the distance from the present situation to the desired one. And at the same time, there's a treadmill running below the road that those investments follow. This treadmill is inflation. And just like anyone on a treadmill, investments have to outrun the treadmill to travel further or risk going backwards and away from desired goals. Inflation is a rise in the general level of prices of goods and services over a period of time. And when the general price level rises, it means each rupee buys fewer goods and services. This ultimately reflects erosion in the purchasing power of money.
Back to you. Assume the current rate of inflation is 10% per annum. This means that what you could have bought for rupees 10,000 last year costs more this year. But suppose you decided not to spend the money last year and instead invested in somewhere that gave you a return of 9% per annum. Today, that rupees 10,000 would have matured to rupees 10,900. But thanks to the effect of inflation, you have fallen short of rupees 100. You may have been in this situation before, but most of us don't even notice it.
This may not seem like a huge amount, but if investments are constantly unable to keep pace with inflation over time, the result could be devastating. Assuming the same rate of inflation and return, in 10 years, you will have only rupees 23,674, when what you need is actually rupees 25,937, meaning the shortfall is now rupees 2,263. And unfortunately, the gap continues to increase over time, even exceeding the original amount invested. That's huge. Imagine if the returns on your investments can't even keep up with the rise in grocery prices.
Now you're panicking and wondering how you can ever protect yourself against inflation. Is that even possible? Should you buy everything you may need in the future now, so you don't pay higher for it later? Bad idea. You could buy and store silver and gold, but not food, not healthcare, or education. Those can't be stored.
The solution? Wait for it. Is investing. Pretty obvious, huh? But it's true. By investing regularly and wisely, one can stay ahead of inflation. It is important to constantly keep track of the real returns on investments, which is the returns on investments minus the prevailing inflation rate. It is vital to protect purchasing power. So remember to plan ahead and invest in asset classes that will give high rates of real return over time.
Don't compromise on your goals due to inflation. Instead, reassess your strategy and accommodate for inflation. Imagine how cool it would be if you actually made it on time for your anniversary, in spite of being bogged down by the treadmill. We hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Watch more and we'll help you learn about different investing concepts. You can also write to us with your feedback at editor@templeton.com.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.